darn right, whoa.
If you don't love me now, you gon' love me tomorrow. Get it.
You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me.
How awesome was that? I mean, I didn't even think I could get more excited, but somehow I'm more excited. My friends, my name is Adam Ward, and like you, I am a huge fan of Lego Build, and I'm so excited to welcome you to the first ever LegoCon, which of course is short for Lego Confetti. Here we go. I'm actually being told now that it's short for Lego Convention. Makes a lot more sense. The first ever LegoCon, live from Lego House, will start soon, and the hosts, Michelle and Melvin, are thrilled to welcome you. Share your reactions during the show using emojis on your webpage, starting now. You can also share your questions. Michelle and Melvin will tell you when, and you can even vote in live polls, and the first poll is live on your screen, like right now. What are you most excited to see at LegoCon? Lego House, new set reveals, Q&A with designers, big builds? I mean, they all sound great to me. Join the conversation online throughout the show using the LegoCon hashtag. Well, since this show is for all ages, there's no better way to kick off the final countdown than by celebrating the AFOL community, adult fans of Lego. We've got 6 amazing creators stopping by to share their top tips and tricks with us. How cool is that? Answer? So cool. First up is Kevin Ulrich, a stop-motion animating genius. There are so many one-by-ones, just all over the place. Lego confetti.
Hi, my name is Kevin Ulrich, and I'm a stop-motion animator, and I've been working as an independent contractor for the Lego Group for almost 8 years now. One of my earliest memories was going to the toy store and picking up a classic pirate set with my dad. I was a military kid, which meant that I moved every 2 to 3 years, and building was one of the few constants in my life. One of the things I love most is its ability to immerse my imagination in a faraway place. When I'm building a pirate ship or a medieval castle or a spaceship, I feel like through my imagination, I'm living in that world with the minifigs and with those characters. And I always wanted to bring other people with me through this imaginative journey to this faraway and fantastical place. And that's why I became a brick filmer. Stop motion is one of the easiest types of filmmaking to get started in. Take a frame, you move a character, you take your frame, do that 1,000 times, and voila! You have a 1-minute video of your characters coming to life. But while it's incredibly easy to get started, it's incredibly difficult to master. My biggest advice to anyone wanting to get started in stop motion animation is use the resources you have rather than worrying about getting the proper resources. For my first 3 years as an animator, I was shooting on DV tape and then recording sound on an audio cassette and then linking the two together with an analog VCR. And anyone under 20 probably had absolutely no clue what I just said. That's how rough that technology was. It's nothing compared to the resources you have today. If you have access to a smartphone, you're miles ahead of where I started. Download a free app, set up your characters, and start taking one frame at a time. You'll learn a lot very quickly, like how to secure your camera, how to block out the windows so the lighting doesn't keep shifting, and you'll keep getting better from there. Don't worry about making it perfect, because it won't be. Learn to lose yourself in the joy of bringing inanimate objects to life. I was 11 years old when I first picked up a Handycam, and 21 years later, I'm doing kind of the same thing, just a lot better. It was 14 years before I actually started a YouTube channel and started posting my content online. A couple months later, I was contacted by the Lego Group and asked if I'd be interested in doing some jobs for them, and I've been a professional stop-motion animator ever since. One of the key things that makes a video engaging is having your characters feel relatable. They're just inanimate objects, but through you as the animator, you are acting with the character, and you are creating emotions that the audience can then relate to. Try to imagine yourself as each character. Think through, what are they feeling? What are they thinking? And come up with visual ways to convey that to the audience. Maybe if they're angry, they shake for a second. Maybe if they're fearful, have them cower a little. Things like that just really connect the audience to the character and makes the inanimate object feel like it's really alive. That's what I love most about stop motion animation. It's creating a world for viewers to escape from reality and just believe in this fun fantasy setting, and then come back to real life feeling a little more joyful and a little more refreshed. And that is the joy of creation.
So, Kevin, you're amazing. I love the way that he got to start making movies with just whatever he had lying around. That is inspiring. And the way he conveys emotion from his characters with just a look or a little move. Like this guy, he's excited or absolutely terrifying. Okay, well, I'm excited because we are just moments away from the live show. Up next is Inez Vazquez, a scientific botanical builder. Try saying that 5 times fast. Scientific botanical builder, scientific botanical builder, scientific botanical builder, scientific botanical builder, scientific botanical builder. Nailed it.
Hi, I am Inez. I'm an AFOL from Manila and I build Philippine flowers. I'm a biology major and I spent a lot of time studying plant taxonomy, and I would spend hours studying specimens, drawing them, and writing about their different characteristics. And it was something that I really enjoyed. And when I started building, I thought of it the same way, that I would try to make my build as accurate as possible, because I thought of myself more as a scientist rather than as a Lego artist. I started building the flowers because I wanted to build something that would promote Philippine biodiversity. And I was so surprised at how much people enjoyed them. I even sent photos of Rafflesia leonardi to my professor, Dr. Barcelona, because she was on the team that had discovered the species. And she really liked it. So that encouraged me to build more. But making accurate flowers is very difficult. I have to balance the accuracy versus the entire look of the flower and use my creativity. The most difficult part is choosing which parts to use. For example, this is Delenia philippinensis, or the catmon. And for this build, I used windshields and clamshells to make petals and sepals. It worked out just right. But sometimes there are no available parts, so I have to build it from scratch. For example, here, this is Ceratocentron facili. This is my latest build, and I had the most difficult time building the central part, or the column. Finally, I decided to use these parts. So I used a lightsaber and a gear. So in building the flowers, I have had to be creative. Someone recently told me that there is art in science and science in art. And that's how I started thinking of my building. It's a balance of both science and art. I built 3 more flowers and brought them to the Japan Brick Fest. And I can still remember how happy the children were whenever they would look at the flowers. They would smile and point it out to their parents. And seeing them, I was so happy to be able to tell them that these are flowers from the Philippines. And I realized that this is what I want to do. I want to build things that would show children how beautiful my country is and how beautiful the world is. There.
Wow, Inez, are you serious? Those flowers are gorgeous. Such creative part usage and such cool techniques. I love how proud she is of her heritage. And what an amazing way to share it with the world. I want to go to the Philippines. I want to see flowers with super long names. Speaking of things I want to see, I am so excited for the live show. How about you? What are you excited about? No, tell me, come on. Yes, talk to your screen. No way, me too. Now let's meet a couple of builders who are masters of the mock. What's a mock? Well, Richard Board and Flynn DeMarco are about to tell you.
Hi, I'm Flynn. I'm Richard. And together we are Tricky Bricks. We are so excited to see all of you here today for LegoCon.
We're sitting here with a mock that we made ourselves. Mock is my own creation. That's different from a set in that you design it yourself.
One of the best ways that you can start building a mock is by building what you know.
And we know theater. We come from theater.
This mock actually opens in the front so that you can see the inside. Theaters have a lot of stories to tell, and ours is no different. And here we use color to help tell our stories, like the hats and costumes in our costume room. And then downstairs in the theater, you can see that we've used the red theater seats, and of course, the classic red theater curtain going up. Minifigures are another great way to help you tell your story. By using the different expressions, you can really show the emotions.
Here's a shot in the back of the theater, and you can see the technicians walking around on the catwalk, and there's our cast of characters.
Of course, the biggest story we had to tell was on the stage, so we made sure to use colors that we hadn't used anywhere else in the model, like pink, light blue, and lime green. And that is the story of our theater.
Now, if you're wondering how you can make a door on the front of your mock that opens up, well, you're going to want to use a hinge.
This is the kind of hinge we used on the theater. It's called a plate hinge. It's two plates connected together at the corners that move like this.
It's made up of a couple of 1x2 plates.
There's a ball hinge. This is one of our favorite kind of hinges. It has a ball and a cup that connect together, and then both of these plates can move in any direction that you want.
That's kind of like your shoulder. It moves all around lots of different ways.
There's also this, which is called an indexed hinge. And with an indexed hinge, wherever you move one side of your hinge, the brick stays exactly where you want it.
And it moves sort of like your elbow, just one way.
You can make your own hinge using a clip and a bar. Put the two together like this, and you have a working hinge. Another way we like to incorporate storytelling into our Lego models is with movement. We made a huge model. It was about 4.5 feet tall, and it was called Treasure of the Snake Queen.
It's about a band of adventurers, minifigures, that go up a huge mountain and battle the evil Snake Queen at the end.
And we incorporated all different kinds of movement in this. We used up and down movement, we used turntables to make things spin around, and we even used conveyor belts to move minifigures from one place to the next.
Sometimes we have a simpler story to tell, and even just a little bit of movement is enough to really bring it to life.
This is the story of us walking our dog Logan in the park.
There's us as mini dolls right there.
Now, one thing about Logan is he really likes to chase squirrels. So we thought that we could tell that story with the simple movement of Logan jumping up and down next to the tree.
Just like this.
Now you're probably wondering how we made that work.
It's actually pretty simple. This is a crank. You can turn it round and round, and it makes this axle go up and down. An axle. The way this works is, this crank here turns an axle that has a cam on it. And a cam is like a wheel that's shaped like an egg. So that's how we make this go up and down with a crank.
Now you can see how you can use color, storytelling, and movement to really bring your Lego models to life. Thanks everybody for joining us today, and we hope you have a great time at LegoCon.
Happy building!
Great work, guys. So detailed, so fun. I love adding movement to builds. And that Treasure of the Snake Queen mock, I think was amazing. You know what else is amazing? The LegoCon live show that's great for fans of all ages that's about to begin. Yep. But first, let's meet Kat Harris, who has found an amazing way to stay connected with her family even when they're far apart.
I did that so the camera would have something to focus on, so I wouldn't be blurry. Hi, my name is Kat Harris. I am an AFOL, an adult fan of Lego from outside of Baltimore, Maryland in the United States. And I have been a fan my entire life. I have an older brother and an older sister, and we've really always enjoyed building together. Not much has changed from when we were a kid to today. Like me, they're AFOLs, and we played together as kids, and we still enjoy the hobby as adults. The only difference really is we live on opposite sides of the country, but with video calling and today's technology, that doesn't really stop us from enjoying our hobby together. We will work on collaborations anytime we have an opportunity. My brother and I made a cute little comic book where he built out this nice little cityscape, and he made these little scenes that were built into the mock, and I took pictures and we made a fun little comic to display along with it. And then my sister and I share an Instagram account, and we built together regularly as well. So it's definitely a family hobby. We finally got my mom into it, so it took us years, but we got her too. We always check in on each other and share mocks and tips. And if we go to a convention, we always want to make sure to do a collaboration together. It has definitely kept us closer together as siblings. I don't always go into a build with a concrete plan. I know generally the size I want, the type of structure, and the general look. But that being said, I often make multiple instances or versions of different elements of the build. I do a lot of trial and error, which means I'm left with quite the scrapyard, as I call it, and I always try to keep those builds intact. Really, it's just a quick way to look at some of the connections I've made. Yeah, pun intended. I just keep a lot of random connections. Even if it's not necessarily used in the mock that I'm currently working on, I'm able to keep it, recycle it, and it stays in the scrapyard for later. Unlike a lot of people, I do sort by color on a lot of things. I know. It's not very popular, but my biggest tip would be sort in a way that works for you. Some people maybe just collect, some people love to build sets, some people love to build mocks. It's a very open hobby that is welcoming of all types of people from all over the world.
Kat, that scrapyard idea is genius. Do you mind if I borrow it? Because I just did. And the fact that your whole family is involved. I mean, how great is that? Building with other people is one of my favorite things in the world. I love it. Okay, my friends, we are literally the closest we've ever been in the history of history to the first ever LegoCon. Can you believe it? And we have more tips and tricks on their way. What a day. Now it's time for Lego fan designer Donnie Chen, who gets inspired by what's around him.
My name is Donnie Chen, and I'm the fan designer of the Lego Grand Piano. I'm a piano teacher, piano tuner, and technician, and I've been playing this wonderful instrument for over 30 years now. After building a couple of Lego official kits, I started making my own model of my own house using Lego bricks, trying to replicate all the furniture and details inside it. The house model received some good feedbacks from my friends and families. I think that gave me lots of confidence to create a submission for the Lego Idea platform and see if it could become an official product for everyone to enjoy. Lego Ideas is such a great platform to share your creations and ideas with other Lego fans around the world. It's also a great place to see creations and models made by other creators and try to learn their building techniques and their concepts as well. The community is very friendly and supportive. They always will give you very positive feedbacks on your model and try to help you improve them. And I'm looking forward to build more models for the Lego Ideas. As a piano teacher, I always get asked by my students how a piano works and what's inside the piano. So I always want to have a model piano that can be taken apart to show my student without actually taking my own piano apart. At that moment, I was looking at this mini piano and thinking maybe I could just make it bigger and with movable keys that can be pressed down, and I think that will be a very cool model to submit to the Idea platform. So I think that's the initial idea of me creating the Lego piano. I started designing the piano on the computer with the keyboard section first, and after the keyboard sections, and I started thinking about maybe I should go ahead and do the hammers behind it as well, and then also the dampers and the pedals. It's a process of just keep challenging myself and see how many details I can put in this model. During the process, my wife also gave me some good ideas. For example, she'll ask me if the bench can be adjustable and also the floorboard can be soft closed. So I tried to put those details into the model as well. But the first time I played with Lego bricks was actually in my friend's house when I was in primary school. He had 5x4 hot rod set. I really love that set. I always try to draw inspiration from my daily life, and as I see an interesting object and I'll think about it, I can recreate it with Lego bricks, including all the functions in it. For someone who just started to build a Lego creations, I'll suggest them start with something small, maybe just a furniture in your house, like a TV, a fridge, a sofa, or maybe just a corner of your room. And just start building with whatever Lego bricks they have in their hands. With all kind of different Lego elements, I think the possibility is endless.
You know how I know Donnie is brilliant? Because he listens to his partner, and he created the most amazing piano build since like the inventor of the piano, Vincent Piano, or whoever invented the piano. I don't know who invented the piano. I'm gonna stop saying piano. Our final AFOL is minifig photographer extraordinaire Anna Batanga, who brings her minifig scenes to life.
I'm Anna Batanga, or 4 Bricks Tall, and I'm a Lego photographer. I love shooting Lego minifigures. To me, they are the perfect subjects. Before I start shooting, I create a custom character. This is actually one of my favorite parts of LEGO photography. I love going through all my little drawers of torsos, heads, hair, and legs, and creating an interesting character, because everything for me starts with a subject. That's actually what really attracted me to LEGO photography in the first place. I could create all of these little people and bring them to life in a way, in a photo. And I could make urban characters or fantasy characters from all the parts that I have in my collection. When I first started out, I would just take one minifig with me, put it in my pocket, and have my phone in the other pocket. It's all I needed back then to have fun with my photography. It was really just about the fun of finding locations that I thought would work well with my minifigs. So I would just go to the park and look for little rocks or flowers, or a favorite of many LEGO photographers, moss. Moss is great because it's like minifig scale. And when you're trying to show your minifigs in a small and natural world, it's hard to beat moss. Rocks work great as mountain ranges too. Or you can go the other way and put your minifig walking on a tree branch and pretend they are just little people in a human-sized world. There are no rules. Okay, maybe one. Don't put your minifig in food. These days, I rarely shoot with my phone anymore because I'm no longer looking for quick and easy. I want complicated and challenging. So now I've even built out a dedicated studio. I love to work with lighting and atmospheric effects like rain and mist. I like shooting in this little woodland book nook that I made because right now I'm into fantasy characters. There are so many possibilities, and anyone of any skill level can get into it.
Anna, those photographs are phenomenal. I never knew how cool moss was. Why didn't anybody tell me? I'm so excited to take my minifigs out for a major photo shoot. But my friends, that is gonna have to wait, because guess what? It's time for LegoCon! And the crowd goes wild! You're the crowd, go wild! You can go wilder. I knew you could go wilder. Check out the main page you're watching from right now to choose your language subtitles. If you'd like English, German, French, Spanish, we got you. And accessibility options, American Sign Language or British Sign Language. The first ever official LegoCon starts in 10 seconds. My name is Adam Ward. It has been so fun hanging out with you. Now it is time to start the show. LegoCon, it's on.
Billund Denmark. It's LegoCon 2021.
Hello and welcome to LegoCon. I'm Melvin O'Doom.
I'm Michelle Carre, and I can't believe we are finally here, coming to you live from the Lego House, the home of the brick.
Yes, for the next 90 minutes, this is the place to be as we bring you the online experience for Lego fans everywhere. And what do we have in store? We hear you wondering what Lego fans wonder no more.
That's right. Buckle up and prepare for a jam-packed live show as we take you behind the Lego curtain with tons of entertainment, big reveals of brand new sets, box fresh news stories, studio chats with real-life Lego designers, and a never-tried-before global build event. So, get ready to unleash your inner design skills.
Now, I don't know about you, Michelle, but I've been getting a lot of building practice in over the last year while stuck at home.
Yes, and on that note, I just want to say that everything created here today has been done so under the utmost strictest guidelines to keep us all healthy and safe.
And LegoCon is the online experience for Lego fans everywhere, and that includes us here in the studio and behind the camera, right, team?
Yeah!
And you, your family and friends, so make sure you join in the conversation.
And there are a lot of ways you can share your thoughts with us. You can take part in live voting when you see our polls appear on the webpage you're watching us from right now. We'll let you know each time a poll goes live, and you'll see them just below us. You might have to scroll down a little bit on your webpage.
Yep, you can submit questions to our guests using our Q&A box, which is just also below us on the homepage. Just scroll down, type your question into the box and hit submit. Don't worry, we'll be reminding you about that too. We got ya.
Also, you're going to see my personal favorite feature, our emoji button, so you can share your reactions to everything you're seeing throughout the show.
I'm sending you some emoji love right now, Michelle.
Well, thank you, Melvin. Here's some emoji love right back to you.
Ooh, thank you very much. And you can share your comments throughout the show on Twitter using the LegoCon hashtag. We'll be reading out some of those as well.
So yeah, we're going to be checking in with you the whole way through. And on that note, Melvin, I want to check in with you. Can you tell us a little bit about this epic global build? I'm dying to know.
Well, Michelle will be revealing all in about 10 minutes-ish, but I can say it's going to be a pretty special opportunity for you at home, and yes, you behind the camera, I see you, Daisy, to become part of Lego House history.
I think it's fair to say we're all going to be signing up for that. But first, it's time to introduce you guys to a rather special guest.
Yes, it's our resident DJ and producer. Give it up for LLAM.
You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me.
Woo! Now, I have to say, as a fellow DJ myself, I am seriously jealous of your decks. Are they made completely out of Lego bricks? Yeah? So can I get a go of these at the after party? Is that all right? Oh, please. Okay, cool.
Well, I'm going to leave the decks to you two because I just got an idea for adding some music of my own.
Michelle, you can't leave it there. There's only so much anticipation I can take.
I'll check in with you soon, Melvin, I promise. But first, space has always held a special place in the hearts of so many LEGO fans. So what better way to celebrate our passion for space builds than with a real-life LEGO designer who has worked on some of these incredible sets. Give it up for George, everybody! Hello. George, thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
I love your wardrobe, by the way. It matches the theme.
Yeah.
And first of all, thank you for being here. You have a dream job. It seems so cool. We have so many awesome space sets out here right now. Let's just dive in. Tell me about this first one.
So what we got right here is the brand new NASA Space Shuttle Discovery, which we've created and launched this April to celebrate 40 years of the Space Shuttle program.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible. And do you guys have any extra special features for super space fans?
Oh yes. This is the biggest version of this we've ever created, which meant we've managed to put in all of the features you'd expect. We've got the landing gear that retract to the back.
Ooh!
We've got the bay doors that can open up, and even tiny details like the little cameras inside the bay so the astronauts can see what's going on.
That's so incredible. One of my favorite things about LEGO sets is it's not just what you see on the outside. There's always so many fun details on the inside. And when I was walking over here, I noticed this one's the ISS, right?
That's correct, yeah.
So tell me about that.
So this one's come about because of the LEGO Ideas program, where fans can submit an idea for a LEGO product, and if it achieves 10,000 votes, it has the opportunity to become a real LEGO product.
That is so incredible. And I know we're going to be talking a bit about LEGO Ideas later, but I think it's so cool how fans can, vote and get their own ideas into real LEGO products. That's so amazing. So I want to talk a bit more about your process for creating these amazing, amazing sets, because when you create something imaginary for one of the fictional properties, let's say, that's one thing. But these are based on real life spaceships.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So what was super special with the ISS doing this is that we got to get the reference from all of the different space agencies that helped create it. And we spoke to the real life engineers who assembled the ISS in space. And then we've translated that experience into building the ISS physically out of bricks.
The commitment to attention to detail is so incredible. And I want to ask you some questions about this one too, because this one seems to be the most complex build out of all the ones we have here.
So this is the City Deep Space Rocket. And whilst the Space Shuttle and the ISS are based on older space icons, this is at the cutting edge of space travel because it's based on the Artemis rocket that's going to be launching at the end of this year.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And I heard there's an extra special feature for it, yeah?
There is, yes. If we can bring in the app.
Oh, extra demonstration.
This model is app enabled, and we love to integrate technology into LEGO products when we think it can emphasize the physical play experience.
Oh, wow.
So what we've got right here is the app creates the screen that the astronauts can look at. It's got a radar dish and everything, and we can simulate the launch of the rocket. It's counting down now. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the rocket takes off.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Oh yeah.
That is amazing. I love that you guys integrate and update the products so often to make them really relevant to today. So on sets like these, do you get to work with NASA to make sure they're as true to the real world as possible?
Absolutely. The LEGO Group and NASA have collaborated for over 10 years now. And we work closely with them to ensure that we get all of the details correct. Something like the ISS, that's developed over a few years, and the Space Shuttle is an icon that we keep coming back to year after year. And by working closely with them, we can make sure that something like the Space Shuttle Discovery can be accurate to a specific year or mission. This one's the STS-31, for example. And it means that every single detail, right down to the tiniest things, like where each individual astronaut sat on the mission, is correct.
That's amazing. So if a real-life astronaut were to look at this, they would recognize all the pieces of it,
That's correct,
right?
yeah.
Well, I think it's only right that we do bring in a space professional. So joining us live via satellite, how appropriate, please welcome former NASA astronaut Mike Massimino. Welcome, Mike. I can't believe someone as busy as you has time for us today. Thank you so much for joining and for being a part of this. So I'm personally a huge fan of big adrenaline-packed challenges. So I was pretty jealous when I saw that you got to build a real Lego lunar lander in zero gravity. What was that like?
Oh, it's pretty awesome. Thanks for having me, Michelle. Thanks for having me, and thanks for your designer there. Thank you so much for making these great products that we can learn about space with, even if we're former astronauts. Brings back a lot of memories. Doing that zero gravity lunar lander project was 2 years ago, and I love playing, working and building Legos on Earth and with my kids and with my friends, but there's nothing like doing it in zero gravity. It makes it a little bit more challenging, but a whole heck of a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think we all want to see it, yeah? Let's see it. So let's see a recap. Oh my gosh. That looked like so much fun. I mean, here on Earth with gravity, I already have trouble keeping track of all of my Lego pieces. So that was pretty incredible. So earlier we were talking about the Artemis mission. And Mike, obviously you're someone who's super knowledgeable on that subject. But before we get into the details, let's check out a sneak peek.
50 years ago, NASA went to the moon. They called it Apollo. What many people don't know is that Apollo had a twin. She was a woman named Artemis, goddess of the moon. They are returning to the moon as a new generation of explorers, this time to stay and to prepare to achieve humanity's next giant leap of sending the first human mission to Mars.
I mean, wow, that's crazy. Well, Mike, give us the headlines. What is the Artemis program?
It's pretty exciting stuff, Michelle. It's NASA's next big project to bring people back to the moon, but this time to stay and explore more than we did 50 years ago, and then use that as a precursor to learn about what it's like to be on the moon and operate in that environment to go eventually to Mars. So it's not just about going to the moon, it's about eventually getting to Mars.
That is incredible. And a question I think we're all wondering is, where are the astronauts going to live while they're there?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting the way they planned it out. They're going to be building what they call the Lunar Gateway. So it's going to be something like a habitat experimental module space station, but it's going to be in orbit around the moon. So it's going to be a place that you can launch from Earth to go to, and you would stay on that gateway for a while, and then go down to the moon for different expeditions, different missions on the moon, and then come back to the gateway before you went back home to Earth. So they're going to be living for a lot of it on the moon, but they're always going to be on the gateway. It's going to be available for astronauts to do research and to learn and to use it as kind of a place to go in between Earth and moon.
That is incredible. And are there any other ways this mission will make history?
Yeah, well, we haven't been to the moon for 50 years, and those are just short visits. We're going to be settling there. But the other historical part of this is when they did this 50 years ago, it was all mainly military test pilots, one geologist that went, but they were all men that went back then. The space program has changed an awful lot. And I think a lot of that has to do with Lego, because it's gotten both young boys and girls interested in engineering and science. And what we see as a result of that, the last astronaut class, for example, was half men, half women. So what Artemis will do is not only get us back to the moon, but get the first woman to the moon and the first people of color to the moon. So I think that is also very historical, because if we're going to accomplish all these great things in space, we need everyone to participate.
That's so incredible. I'm so excited for this. And what will the crew do when they get there?
They're going to be busy and I think having a great time, of course. But what they'll be doing is experiments in the Gateway module. They'll be able to study the moon, also have some zero gravity experiments to do. But they're also going to be learning how to live on a planetary surface for long periods of time. The space station has given us a lot of time. We have 21 years we've been have astronauts on the space station that we switch in and out from time to time. But we've learned how to live for long periods of time in zero gravity. That's different than being on a planetary surface and dealing with a little bit of gravity, dealing with rocks and dust and things like that, that we're going to have to deal with when we go to Mars. So they're going to be learning about the moon. They're going to be learning about experiments around the moon. But they're also going to be learning how to get people to Mars and be able to live there as well.
That is incredible. Oh my gosh. Well, as far as show openings go, I think this one was pretty out of this world. Let's say a huge thank you to our guests for joining. Everyone give it up for Mike and George. Well, now I've got some building of my own to do, so I'm going to throw it over to Melvin. What's happening with you, Melvin?
I'm right here, Michelle, and nothing's happening yet, but that's about to change big time. Now, we promised you guys a never-tried-before live build, and that's exactly what you're going to get starting now. So you see this wall, it stretches all the way between the red and yellow zones here at Lego House, and it's huge. Well, Lego fans, together, we're going to turn it into one of the biggest pieces of Lego Dots art created to date. Now, Melanie, you're the play hero here at Lego House. Dream job, by the way. What's the plan for this build?
Well, Melvin, we are inviting our LegoCon audience to launch this new epic build here from Lego House. We call it Dot Lego House.
Love the name.
Yeah. Starting from this moment and then running all over the summer. Fans, that's you, me, and really everybody, have the chance to build this giant Lego Dots mural together, and it will live here in Home of the Brick.
Okay, so many questions. First of all, why are we making this with Lego Dots?
We chosen Lego Dots because Dots is all about making creative designs and patterns, and we think it will make a really striking installation here in Lego House for our future guests to see.
All right, I'm in, but how do we do this?
We're going to do this as easy as we can. So each of us will make our own design on a 6x6 white base plate. And then with every single design, our mural will then grow until we have filled this wall with 41,408 of these little fellers.
Wow, that's a lot. Okay, important question now. I'm seeing a lot of red, white, and blue dot tiles.
Yeah.
What kind of look are we going for?
That is a really good question, because by the end of the summer, our aim is to have created a huge gradient going from red, from here, into yellow in our yellow zone. So, and today we will be kicking it off with the red zone. So all designs submitted must be with red, white, and blue dotted on white base plates.
Okay, well this is going to be epic, and we want you all to become part of Lego House history by taking part in this build. So make sure you submit your designs wherever you are in the world by going to legohouse.com/dots. From there, you can enter whether or not you currently own Lego Dots tiles. If you do already have a 6x6 base plate from one of your sets and the right Dots colors, then you can build your piece and take a photo. If you don't, then you can draw your piece and take a photo, or you can use our online design tool to create your design and download a photo. Finally, you can share your photo with us by following the simple steps online at legohouse.com/dots. Now, along with your design, your name will be immortalized in a digital plaque right here for future visitors to see. Our play agents, Johanna and Gusta, are ready to start building your designs as they come in. Guys, are you warmed up and ready to go?
Totally.
Do you need to do any stretches?
Maybe a bit.
Okay, because we're not insured if you hurt yourself. Are you guys ready to get creative? Okay, well, joining us right now is Amy, a Lego designer here in Billund, and a fellow member of the Lego Masters team as a judge on the US TV show. Please give it up for Amy, everyone! Amy, Good to see you, girl.
Melvin, it's awesome.
Yes, our Lego paths have finally crossed.
I know, I can't believe it's taken so long.
Too long. So what Dots design tips do you have for our audience?
I have so many, but my first would certainly be to keep it simple because you don't need to do a complicated design.
I can do simple very well.
To have a big effect. So perfect, you're going to be great with dots because look, if I just make some simple circles like this and I repeat the pattern a lot, you instantly get quite a cool effect. And if you just change a few colors, mix the design up a little bit, you get something totally different.
That's really cool.
Yeah, keeping it simple is key. Also, we have several colors to work with. So you can use a mix of all the colors, or you can choose to use just 2 colors, or even just 1 color, which actually looks surprisingly cool, right?
Magical.
Yes. And then we have our hero of dots, the quarter tile, or the pizza tile, as we like to call it in the Lego Dots team, the pizza slice. And we love it because it's so versatile. You can use it to make so many different patterns. So you can make circles, like I showed. You can make stripes. You can make diagonal stripes too.
That's so cool.
And you can even make very cute little flowers. So you just play around with the orientation and how you mix them up together with the colors, and you get lots of variety. But really, we just want people to be creative, to have fun with it, to play around with the dots. Whether you mash up lots of different patterns, whether you go a little bit more literal with something like the heart motif I have here, or a funny face. We love a little bit of that. Or if you want to make something super abstract or very complicated. Basically, we just want to see lots of different creations, and we can't wait to put them all together on this awesome wall.
Well, that is awesome, Amy. And while I finish off my design, let's see how some of our AFOL community are getting on with theirs.
Let's build.
With those dots.
First, we're going to go to the TryDots website.
Okay. Base plate.
The 6x6 white base plate for this.
Like create an emoji. Create a face with those ones. And there's a smiley face.
I'm going to start with a red pizza slice. I've seen them used in like the surfer house where they spelled out the word surf.
What do you think? That looks like love. I like it.
So you can just replace it with another one instead of deleting it.
And I'm gonna like repeat the pattern down here, like a mirror.
Created a nice little diamond there. You're using your negative space.
White circle. There you go.
That's a mustache.
So it looks like whenever you're finished, you just click finish.
Download your design. Cool.
Some amazing builds taking shape there, and I've got my mural piece here. So can I get a drum roll in the studio, please? It's my honor to declare Dot Lego House artwork live. If I could just reach it. I'm a bit short. Yes! Steve, how you doing down there? Doing good. Wonderful, fantastic. Remember, guys, head to legohouse.com/dots to share your designs, and we'll be back to check on our progress later on the show. Michelle, where you at? What's happening, girl?
Well, I've just finished my design, Melvin, so I'll be handing this off to you in a bit. And we're getting ready to celebrate another moment in Lego history. Harry Potter fans, this one's for you. And for me, because I'm also a really big Harry Potter fan. So this year marks the 20th anniversary of the release of the very first Lego Harry Potter sets. So to celebrate this magical milestone, we've come up with our own special twist on a Battle of Hogwarts that will put 2 of our Harry Potter designers and their professional Lego wizardry to the test.
Hi, my name is Marcus Bessa, and I'm a Lego Harry Potter designer.
And my name is Georgia. I'm also a designer.
And we're here today to take on this super awesome, amazing, and exciting Lego Harry Potter Speed Building Challenge.
Let's do it, Marcus.
In front of us, we have this super awesome Lego Harry Potter set. And we're gonna go head to head to see who's the first one putting the last piece on this set. I'm so gonna beat you to this.
Not so fast. So while we're trying to do this, we're also gonna try to answer some questions about how it is to have the best job in the world, and that is being designer for Lego Harry Potter.
Definitely no better job than that. I actually hear that we're gonna have some distractions coming our way. It actually might turn out to be a harder task than I thought. Are you ready for the challenge?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Ready, set, go.
There is always that one piece that's missing.
No. Here. That has to be Diagon Alley. Such an iconic location. I think it's one of the highlights of my whole career.
I can second that. Look at there. Believe it or not, the one that we're building right now is definitely one of my favorite moments from the movie. It's super intense, but it also comes with some of my most favorite minifigures.
How awesome would it be if we had like a superpower? You could find the piece that you've been looking for. Beep, beep, beep. I gotta speed this up.
Got it.
There's no chance that I'm getting through this.
I love this game.
Okay, are we done yet?
Let me help you out. Help you out, buddy.
What about now? I can't wait to see what they're gonna throw at you now.
I'll help you this one time.
No, to the other side.
All right.
We managed to put a little portraits in the classroom books that we did, and the portraits actually reference some of us in the design team.
Yeah, try to find ourselves.
Struggling much, huh? Better be for him now. I'm just taking a moment to enjoy this.
This is really hard. Try this again. Oh, that's great. I can have them both now. The joy of putting windows in the frames with two hands. Do you by any chance know where's my sticker sheet?
Perhaps. I think I will, rewatch all the movies, which happens every year anyway, relive the whole adventure yet again, and probably building the new wave of LEGO Harry Potter sets at the same time. That would be pretty perfect. There's not a whole lot of pieces left. Okay, last pieces. I don't know how I fell so behind.
Nice try.
Yes! No. Well done, buddy.
Good job, buddy.
This was a lot of fun, but I gotta go now. I'll see you at LEGO House.
See you soon, buddy.
Amazing work, Georgie. Those were some serious building skills. So joining us live on the main stage, please welcome our courageous runner-up, Marcos! Marcos, I've been so excited to chat with you. This section is very, very exciting for me. So I've heard that there are some seriously magical celebrations in store for the 20th anniversary. Is that correct?
That's totally true. So, it's not every year that we get to celebrate a LEGO franchise that has been around for 20 years. And it's a fact that we haven't been launching new products all those years, but now, through the first very LEGO Harry Potter set to the newest wave, we're bridging generations. They are sharing a love for Harry Potter through our LEGO bricks. And that's something very, very special. That's why we tried to, this time around, create products that obviously deliver this amazing experience and build details that we wanted to, but also have something extra on top of it. So we introduced these golden versions of the main characters of Harry Potter. So you have Harry, Ron, Hermione in this minifigure form in gold, because we know kids and adults and everyone really loves shiny goldy things. So we have those throughout some of the sets as a little extra collectible. And we also have a few other characters that are very important to the franchise as well.
That's amazing. I love all of the details. I want to know so much more. So you worked really closely on these sets with Georgie. Can you tell us some of these details and how you go about making these sets?
We are not a huge design team, but we're very passionate fans of both LEGO and Harry Potter. So working in this project is truly magical for all of us to come together, bring in all the ideas that we get from just watching the movies over and over again, help each other creating these replicas of these iconic moments, bringing the right ingredients to not only hopefully stimulate people to actually, relive those memories of watching the movies for the first time as they are building the LEGO set, but also allow kids to retell the story in their own way through the minifigures and the accessories and so on. So we have a blast really creating these LEGO sets. And I have to call out, for example, the Hogsmeade playset that we have over here, where we have the Honeydukes and the 3 broomsticks. And inside the Honeydukes, you can find actually little boxes of candies, and you have acid pops and chocolate frogs like Ron and Harry experiment or try it on board the train, the Hogwarts Express. And on top of that, we actually added these wizard cards that are completely random across several of our products. And they're just reflecting this magical experience that you see in the movies. Ron says it himself that he has a bunch of Dumbledore's cards because he keeps getting the repeated one. And we wanted to bring some of that magic of the movies into the sets. And you know, today we see trailers that spoil parts of the movies, or we see so much out there that it's very hard to have a true surprise. So we wanted to give that in these products. When you open the box, you get what you see in the front of the box, but there's that extra wizard card. You don't know which character you're going to get, and you're going to be hopefully surprised. And you can trade it with your friends, with your family, and eventually collect the 16 that we have this time.
16
different characters, yes.
So you could have a bunch of friends all get the set, and everyone has a
different card,
different
and yeah.
unique one. Well, that's amazing. Marcos,
pretty cool.
Take my galleons. I want all of these. I'm definitely taking them all home with me. Well, thank you so much, Marcos. Everyone, let's give it up for Marcos and the Harry Potter team. Oh, one last question. Did you finish your dots design yet?
Oh, yes, I did. I got my 28
Ooh,
right here. So
love
there you
that.
go.
I will make sure this gets up there. Well, let's check in with Melvin. What's going on with you?
Well, we're going from one smashing moment that makes me sound so British to the next. Now, some of you may know me as the host on the UK version of LEGO Masters, and if you know the show, you know the only thing we love as much as an incredible build is an incredible smash. So, LEGO Masters fans, this one is for you. Feast your eyes on some of the most epic smash moments from LEGO Masters shows all around the world.
Oh my gosh, truly smash-tastic. Oh, and for anyone who is in the US, a reminder that LEGO Masters Season 2 is on right now. Coming up, we have got a lot in store for you guys. We have LEGO House surprises, a super exciting build for LEGO Technic fans, and we're going behind the scenes on the latest release from LEGO Ideas. But first, let's see what you guys are saying online.
Okay, so Stella says, how the heck do you build a Lego set in zero gravity? That is so cool. Hashtag LegoCon. Love that.
Love that. Thank you, Stella. Okay, Andrew says he's loving the Lego House Dots build. Having a digital way to plan and submit ideas is so clever. I mean, that's amazing.
That is
I
amazing.
love that.
I love that as well. And Derek says, I agree with Marcos saying being able to find the Lego piece you're looking for is an awesome superpower. I think we all need that power.
Definitely.
As well. Meanwhile, Melvin in Billund says, that looks like an impressive collection of beat bits there, Michelle. What's going on?
Okay, well, don't look yet. I'm still in progress. All will be revealed, Melvin, but I need a little bit more time first. I want to make it awesome for you and LLAMA.
All right, well, I'm sure it's going to be a masterpiece. And speaking of masterpieces, how's this for a segue, guys? Welcome, friends, to the Lego House Masterpiece Gallery!
Guys, this is one of my favorite parts of the Lego House. We've spent a lot of time in here this week because it pays a special tribute to fans of Lego. All the artworks that you see in here are totally unique, original pieces made by adult Lego fans.
Now, Michelle, about that, how do you feel about distracting these guys while I add a few more of my builds in?
Well, you can do that, but we better play it cool in front of Lego Playhouse hero Matthias!
Oh, yes!
Everyone welcome Matthias. Matthias, it is so great to meet you. We're so excited to chat with you. You are a legend here at the Lego House. So tell us a bit about what we have in store here, because the Lego House is, you know, familiar to a lot of people, but for someone like me, it's quite far away.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we're standing in the Masterpiece Gallery. And then we have the 3 dinos, as you can see, as one of the big things you see when you come up here. And a lot of people ask, why dinos? Again, it's a masterpiece display, so we have a lot of fans actually putting up display here. So we needed something to take care and watch out for the builds. So why not put 3 big dinos? And of course, then we could build them in the different Lego bricks we have. So you can see the first one is the Duplo brick. Often for guests referred to as the nice dino. You can see it has animals all around in the back here. And it actually has 50,000 Duplo bricks.
Wow.
Yes, so that's pretty big. Then we have the system one, or normal brick dino we have here in the middle. And that actually has 250,000 Lego bricks here. Whoa. And the last one, the Technic here in the end, that's also a pretty amazing build. It actually has 300,000 Lego bricks in it, yeah. And there is a little gimmick with the dinos here, because they're actually roaring, they're in pain.
Right.
And do you have any guesses on why they might be in pain? Not because of the ice cream though, but...
Maybe they're lost and sad?
They're lost and sad? They're actually in the home of the brick, so they're good here.
Yeah. Okay,
not that, yeah.
Good point, good point.
They are wishing they had even more Lego bricks?
That might be. We have, of course, 25 million bricks, but it's actually because they're actually stepping on a Lego brick.
Oh, yes.
This is the home of the bricks.
Smart.
We have, of course, sometimes Lego on the floor, and accidentally the dino stepped on one. So that is why they're actually on pain up here.
Love that.
And I know, Melvin, that you fell in love with the dinos,
yes.
but I can't let you have these guys.
Are you sure?
Unfortunately, yes, I need them to watch out for the bricks
well,
up
these
here.
guys will be easier
So,
to check
exactly, I have those for you instead.
Can I have these?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Matthias. And I'm sure there's so much more to see here and so little time, so we put together a little poke around just for you. Matthias, would you like to do the honors, please?
Absolutely. So for all of you fans out there, here's our top 5 favorite things to do in the Lego house.
Yeah.
We have had the most fun hanging out here at the Lego house all week, and I still can't get over the robots in the restaurant.
You know the robots can dance. I took some of their moves. Yeah?
Oh, okay.
Heartbeat. Have some of that. Anyway, I thought that was quite impressive. But they'll be right here waiting for your next trip to Lego house.
Next up, we have a truly show-stopping build and a transatlantic screening of this incredible film.
Now, I didn't know I was a Lego Technic fan until I saw this in rehearsal. So Lego fans, let's see those emoji reactions for the latest incredible creation from the Lego design team from the Czech Republic.
That's right. In partnership with automobile Lamborghini, it's the life-size, all Lego Technic Lamborghini Sian FKP 37.
Now we tried to get the full-size build in the studio, but sadly we could only fit this one through the doors. Ben, put this in my dressing room by my bag with my trainers. They're a size 5, the small ones, the small black ones. Don't get it lost, look after it. Thank you, Ben. All right, so Melanie, how are you doing with the build so far?
They're doing really good. Johanna and Gustav are building as fast as they can, and the entries so far are looking so great.
I hope you guys get a raise for all this hard work.
Yeah.
And Amy, what's going on over here?
Well, we've had so many awesome entries, so right now we're experimenting how we can combine them all together on these boards before we put them up on the wall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any favourites, though?
Oh, there are so many great ones. Loving this one by Crystal. I'm getting real beach vibes with the white and red stripes.
I love that.
Yeah, it's great, huh?
Where is the beach in Denmark?
There's loads of coastline.
Really? Can
loads
we
of
go
nice
after the show?
beaches. Yeah, let's
Wonderful.
do it. We also have this one from Cameron in the US. I just think it's gorgeous.
Oh, big up Cameron.
Really beautiful. And then from Spaghetti Even in Hong Kong.
Yes.
We have this one here, so all the way from Hong Kong.
Well done.
Awesome repeated pattern. And then I just love this one because I think that Benno in Germany is just happy to be joining us in LegoCon and getting up on that wall.
Why not? Well, guys, keep your designs coming in. Remember, you can build, draw, or design your 6x6 base plate online. Just head to legohouse.com/dots. From there, you can share your photo with your design team, and they'll start building as soon as they come in. And remember, stick to your white 6x6 base plate like this, and your red, blue, and white dots tiles. Right. Now, being a part of Lego House artwork is cool, but just imagine designing a brand new Lego set that fans could actually buy and build. Well, that's exactly what could happen when you share your creations with the Lego Ideas community. So let's take a look at the latest awesome idea voted for by fans to become a real-life Lego Ideas set.
My name's Steve Guinness, and I've been a huge Lego fan since as long as I can remember. I decided to put my Lego Typewriter onto Lego Ideas. It was great fun to continue to develop prototypes. I designed with a little hand crank mechanism so that it looks like it's typing automatically and doing all your work for you. The Lego Ideas platform is a really supportive community. Once the idea had been approved, I was lucky enough to work together with the Lego designers.
With this model, we took the fan design that Steve had made and we added the ability to make the hammer go up and down when you press down on the key, and also to have the carrot at the back move along every time you press a key.
It's quite tricky to combine Technic with system. It was a really fun challenge getting it to be as functional as possible, but still have that iconic shape of a typewriter shell.
The final set is an advanced build, but there's nothing stopping you from making a smaller one, just like I have. This tiny little typewriter that I've designed only has about 26 pieces, and it just goes to show that with a little bit of imagination and a few Lego bricks, you can make anything you want.
Congratulations, Steve. That typewriter is incredible. Now, Lego Ideas fans, we have some breaking news. You may remember we recently ran a contest called We Love Sports, where one lucky and super talented Lego fan stood a chance to see their creation approved for production as an official Lego Ideas set. Well, we had over 800 submissions from the Lego fan community all around the world, and I can now reveal in this world-exclusive announcement that the winning design is the Lego foosball table, created by fan designer, constructions by Donat. Everyone give it up for Donat! Donat is a 16-year-old Lego fan from Hungary whose biggest passion in life is building with Lego bricks, and whose dream just came true. This set was chosen for its timeless design, its joyful celebration of the game, and its ability to bring families and friends together for quality game time. So, congratulations again to Donat from everyone here at the Lego House. Now, speaking of the Lego House, some of you might recognize where we are right now. It is the Lego World Explorer area, and it's home to these huge dioramas packed with tons of minifigure scenes. Every time I look at these, I find new details that I didn't see before. I mean, just look at this. Let's take a look at this stadium here. Hundreds of minifigures, and they're all posed as if they're in scenes. It's incredible. I love the zombie cheerleaders in the front. We have everything here from a variety of different sets, Superman in the back, all the way to Lego Friends in the front. And let's see what else we have here. We have multiple cars. It's super, super detailed. Whoever did this, you're incredibly talented. So coming up, we have some awesome sustainability news, some very special Lego Minecraft guests, and we're diving into the world of a Lego designer. But first, it's time for our first live vote. We want you to tell us what you would most like to try from what you have seen so far. The options are on your webpage. Just scroll down. Will it be DJing on Lego decks, giant build smashes, life-size building, or contributing to Lego ideas? Vote right now and we'll be revealing the results later on. Now, as you can see here, practically anything in the real world can be turned into a Lego build. But the Lego team are looking to the future and how we can rebuild things for the better in the real world too. So Melvin, tell us more.
Now, as you know, Lego bricks are about getting creative and experimenting. You can build with them and rebuild with them again and again. But it doesn't need to stop there. They can even be regifted to friends, family, maybe a neighbor. The list goes on. And that way, they can continue to be played with rather than thrown away. So why shouldn't more things that people do throw away have the chance to enjoy life like a Lego brick? Well, we think they should. So we're inviting plastic bottles to become new Lego bricks.
Attention plastic bottles. This prototype could be the shiny new you. Fed up of the side of the road, the bottom of the garden, being made a fool of on the internet? Well, as part of the LEGO Group's journey to make a positive impact on planet Earth, we invite you, Bottles, to join our first wave of prototype bricks made from plastic bottles. If you've ever dreamt of becoming a castle, a cat, iconic Lego brick, loved and reused by generation after generation, then this might be your chance to rebuild your life. Say goodbye to being blamed by a world that drunk you dry and threw you out. And hello to life as a prototype brick at our development lab in Denmark, where we're working to make all our bricks using recycled or renewable sources. Bottles, help us recycle plastic into play. Become a prototype brick today.
Yes, plastic bottles become a prototype brick today. Here to tell us more are two of the brains behind the science. Please give it up for Tim and Nellika, everybody. Right, so Tim, this is an awesome initiative, making plastic bottles into Lego bricks. I mean, why is this so important to the Lego team?
Right, you know, everyone knows at the moment looking after the planet is super, super important. And it's one of the biggest challenges we have today. And in the Lego Group, you know, we want to make a positive impact on the planet. So we're doing a ton of stuff, you know, starting in our factories, we're reducing our energy use, we're recycling nearly all of our waste that we use in making Lego bricks, and we're covering all of our roofs in solar panels. Then coming to the packaging, we're making our packaging out of recycled materials, and you know, really importantly, we're starting to transition away from plastic bags into paper bags, because we know that's better for the planet. We want to use plastic in the right way. And then finally, the bricks are the star, right? The bricks are the star. So 3 years ago, we launched these bricks here.
Okay.
These are bio-based bricks. Bio-based polyethylene comes from sugarcane.
So I can eat this?
So definitely don't eat them.
Okay, cool.
And they don't taste sweet either. That was the other question.
Fair enough.
So yeah, these are made from sugarcane, a much more sustainable material. And then we've brought you plants from plants, which is what we call this. Now we're bringing you bricks from bottles.
That's really cool.
And that's what we've announced this week.
And our fans really care about this too, right?
Yeah, we get thousands of letters every year, you know, and I get letters personally as well, and as does our big boss as well. And we really love it when kids write to us and, you know, really showing their passion and care for the planet. Sometimes saying, great, you've done plants from plants. Sometimes challenging us as well, which is really important. And because I think we see these challenges as something we need to do together, you know, in partnership with kids, with other companies, with suppliers, and everybody around the world. So, you know, more letters, we love them.
Tim, that is so cool. Nellika, I want to see these new bricks and tell us more about them as well.
So here they are, Melvin.
Yes.
They look like normal Lego bricks, right? But they are made from recycled plastic PET bottles. We can make about 10 Lego bricks from one plastic bottle. And because we're reusing something that already exists, we can reduce the impact on the environment. And as you can see, right now, the bricks are milky gray color. And we're still working on making these bricks look perfect so that we can one day start using them in Lego products. But first, one of the things that we need to figure out is how to make them in different colors.
Wow, and I'm guessing this is a lot harder than it might sound. Why does all this development take so long?
Yes, well, we all know that Lego bricks are incredible because they're super strong and long lasting. And that's why it hurts when you step on one. Any new material needs to meet our standards for safety and quality. And they also need to feel the same. They need to look great. And they need to click together with other Lego bricks. We've spent the last 6 years looking at more than 300 different material formulations. And we're committed to finding more planet-friendly materials for our bricks. And we're excited to share more news with you about the progress we make along the way.
Well, Nelleke and Tim, good luck to you and your team. We are all behind you. Please give up for Nelleke and Tim, everyone. Michelle, what new innovations do you have for us?
Well, Melvin, we have our very first audience Q&A, that's what. But you might be wondering, who are we going to ask questions to? Well, Lego Minecraft fans, this one is for you. Get ready to meet Lego Minecraft Design Manager Fred and someone you might recognize from Minecraft Live, Chief Storyteller of Mojang Studios, Lydia Winters. Thank you, guys. And in the meantime, you can send in your questions for our guests using the Q&A box on your webpage right now. Just scroll down. In the meantime, while we're waiting for your questions, I am so excited to chat to you both. Thank you so much for being here. Fred, can you tell us about some of these amazing sets?
I'm so excited to talk about this wave of Minecraft. So first off, we have the new horse stable here. We introduce a new hero skin with the farmhand. We also have a diamond armor horse, a baby horse, and a skeleton rider as well. And right here we have the jungle abomination from a Minecraft dungeon. So you have the big brick-built abomination, you have an enchanted creeper, a moss skeleton, and 2 new hero skins with the explorer and the archaeologist as well.
That is amazing. And Lydia, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. We're so excited to chat with you. My question is, how do you guys decide what to take from Minecraft and build into a Lego set? It seems like in a sandbox game there are endless possibilities.
There really are. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm really excited to be here with all of you. Yes, when we think about what sets we want to make next, we're kind of pairing what we've updated in Minecraft and then also thinking about how we expand the Lego Minecraft world. So we've been working on sets with the Lego team for many, many years, and so we're always wanting to add new things. So the Ruined Portal is something that's really exciting because that just came out in the Nether update, and then to actually see it in brick form is really exciting for us.
I know, and there have been so many people playing Minecraft over the past year. All of my favorite streamers have been streaming it. So it's been really awesome to see it here in person as well. And personally, I've been really loving the modern treehouse. So we want to share a bit more with that with you guys. Awesome. Fred, tell us more about the treehouse set.
So the treehouse is something everybody in Minecraft experiences. Everybody build a house in a tree at some point, and we wanted to celebrate that with this gigantic treehouse and made it a bit modern with a twist, you know. So the whole set is built on those 2 big trees, And the point of the set is that you can actually take all 4 of the units
Oh
out.
my gosh.
And then you have 2 bare trees. Or then you can recombine everything the way you want. We calculated that there is more than 60 possibilities with all 4 of the houses, so to make your own tree house.
That is amazing. I love that because, you know, in some sets there's one final form, but in this, like you said, there are over 60. That's incredible. Yes. So let's see what our audience is asking. We've got a lot of questions coming in. First one. How do you guys decide which bricks to use to make Lego Minecraft sets look just like Minecraft in the real world?
So when we started Lego Minecraft with Lydia's team, we created a very extensive Lego library with a lot of bricks and elements to represent the Minecraft blocks. And we've been using this list ever since and updating it every time there is an update. So with the new crimson wood or like the blue wood from the warp forest.
That's incredible. And already, because Minecraft, you know, has that pixelated look,
yes.
It fits so well with Lego. I think it's an awesome collaboration. So Lydia, our next question is for you. Let's see here. Okay. So what was the development and design process like working between Mojang Studios and Lego? Fred, feel free to chime in as well.
Yeah. The process has been amazing. We've worked together for so long now. I was lucky enough at the beginning to be working very closely with all the designers and with Fred actually. And just what we think about is how can we really make sure that the Lego Minecraft sets combine the best of Lego and the best of Minecraft. So like Fred was talking about with the design library, that was one of the things we worked on a long time ago to really think about what we can represent perfectly with bricks in the game. And my favorite thing is really how all of the Minecraft mobs come to life, because all of the designers on the team really figure out a perfect way to give you the feeling of the mob just like you would see it in Minecraft.
Yes.
That is amazing. And asking, you know, a bit more, our next question is about the design process, actually. So what are some of the challenges with the design process?
So in Minecraft, everything can float, and of course in real life there's gravity, so we have to, you know, find our way around this. So we usually use like transparent bricks, like in the Sky Tower over there. You can see there the house is resting on transparent bricks to create this elevation. Or then we use like other techniques, like here on the tree, as you can see, there is a giant mass here that we plug things from the side as well to create the idea of gravity and like elevation from the game. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that you guys have the transparent bricks here because, you know, there are so many viral videos on YouTube of people making infinitely tall structures that are impossible to recreate in real life. But now it kind of is possible with Lego, which is just so cool. Okay, I think we have one last question. Okay, it is, if you had to choose, what is your favorite feature on one of the new sets?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with 2. I really love the new characters that we saw in the modern treehouse, because who doesn't want to be a panda? And then also I am just loving the phantoms and how they're flying over and how you get this feeling, like Fred said, even though it's in real life, you get this feeling of movement, and they are terrifying. So very excited to see them come to life in this set.
Yes.
That's amazing. What about you, Fred?
For me, it would be the portal in the rune portal here.
Ooh.
So like the team were able to create this possibility of activating the portal with a very iconic purple glow from the Nether portal here. And then you can reset the portal and your figure can go into the Nether and have fantastic adventures.
That is so cool. Well, thank you guys so much for being here with us, and to everyone at home, thank you for your questions. If you didn't get to ask one now, don't worry, there will be another Q&A coming up very soon, so get ready for that. But we have one more surprise for our Lego Minecraft fans. We are inviting you to decide which character skin to feature in a brand new Lego Minecraft set launching next year. You guys get to choose from 3. Will it be the Ninja, the Warrior, or the Ranger? All you guys have to do is head on over to our Twitter page between now and Friday, July 2nd to cast your vote, and the winning skin will be announced very, very soon. I think everybody behind camera is here voting. I'm definitely gonna do that right after the show. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you to Lydia and to Fred. Let's give it up for them, guys. Bye, everyone. Earlier, we asked you guys what you have seen so far on the show that you would most like to try. Well, the votes are in, and the favorite is, let me check here. Okay, 44% of you said that the thing you'd most love to try is contributing to LEGO ideas. That's amazing. All right, well, we will have more polls coming up soon. Oh, that was a lot of new news. Melvin, how's it going over there at the Dots Wall?
Michelle is just as busy over here. How is this for development? Amy, what are the latest designs to come through?
So many good ones, but I'm loving how Anton in Sweden has framed their design here
Anton!
with this red border. It's brilliant.
Okay.
And Christian in Australia, total celebration of the pizza tile.
Good day, mate.
Loving that.
Okay.
And then Isaac in Canada here.
Yes.
You know, made an eye for an Isaac.
Clever man.
And got a little flower on either side, just perfect. And then we have one all the way from Mumbai by Jahil.
Jahil.
Also awesome, very creative designs.
I love them all. Melanie, how many have we received so far? I want the exact number.
Yeah, last count was 3,100, but we're still counting.
You really gave me the right number as well.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. I'm very surprised. Gusta, Johanna, how are your fingertips holding up?
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
pretty
A bit sore.
Gusta, can we see your fingertips?
Yeah, I got a blister.
We need a doctor in the house real soon. And also, you'll be pleased to know I did ask your boss about the raise.
Yeah?
He said no.
Oh.
Guys, keep your 6x6 faceplate designs coming. Build them from sets you already own or draw them or use the Dots design tool. All the details you need are online at legohouse.com/dots. Right, Michelle, I'm on my way back. What's next?
Up next is something I think we all want to know. With all of these incredible LEGO sets and amazing builds here in LEGO House, what is it actually like to be a designer here at LEGO headquarters? So we spent an awesome day with Ellen from the LEGO Friends team to bring you a day in the life of a LEGO Friends designer. And if you have any questions about LEGO Friends, LEGO design, or maybe even becoming a LEGO designer yourself, dream job, the Q&A box is on your webpage right now, so just scroll down to check it out. Send in your questions for a very special Q&A coming right up.
Hi everyone, I'm Ellen and I'm a LEGO Friends designer. Here's a short video and a sneak peek into the day in the life of a designer at the LEGO Group. One of the things I really love about my flat is all the cool artwork I have on the wall. Lots of it was made by my friends who also work at the LEGO Group, and some of them are also in the Friends team. This picture here is a little sticker I made of my car on fire. Got this funny little cat thing here. I really like building things, and that's quite good inspiration also for my work as a LEGO builder. This is actually something that me and my partner found on the street. It's a door. We decided to take it home, cover it in magnetic paint and then blackboard paint and put it on the wall. These ones are for a competition we did with our friends while on holiday and we had to draw each other. I don't know about you, but I think they captured me pretty well in this one. This was the first LEGO set I ever made, back when I was an intern. I was so excited when it came out and I could see it on shelf and see kids' reactions to it. I'm very cool about it and I like to have it on display. As you might have noticed, I've got a lot of plants in my flat. I have a flamingo up in the loft. It's called Frank. To reduce my environmental impact as much as possible, I actually drive with some of my colleagues. So we're going to go and pick them up now and head to work. I live pretty high up. Morning, Beth. Morning. Good morning, Ola. Let's go. That is Legoland, behind all the trees. So unless you have one of these badges, there's no going through that door, I'm afraid. We have a lot of secret things we're working on in there, some really cool, exciting products that we're working on way far in advance. So there's some really cool stuff going on, but we have to keep it very secret. I used to hang out in my grandparents' garage in their workshop and hammer bits of wood together and build beautiful, I think, sculptures for my parents of jewelry holders or little chairs. So that's really played into the job as a Lego builder and Lego designer. It's making things physically. This I really like doing. There are so many bricks in so many colours and it's almost like a library where every brick and every colour is there, all new bricks that are coming out or not released yet. You can always figure out a way to build something. It really is funny when you see someone who's been down in the stock for a while, they come up and they're just emptying bricks and bricks and bricks onto their desk, and you're like, how is there more? It's a really fun process, and it makes the model come to life. It's like every child's dream, and a lot of adults' dream as well.
We were really thinking in the design team, how could we do an amusement park with a twist? In LEGO Friends, we're all about friendship, obviously, and so a big focus for us is how do we design friendship into a universe like this? And the big innovation here, if you like, is that we really wanted these magic tricks to be a way for real life friends to interact with each other and perform these tricks for each other. So that was really bringing friends into the real world.
We get a lot of inspiration from the kids when we show them the visuals. Then they come up with all different stories and ideas. It's super fun seeing the kids' reactions.
Even in the groups that we had where the kids didn't even know each other, by the end of those sessions they were all performing for each other. So we knew that we were onto something there with the idea of performing for your friends and the joy that it brings.
Making new friends.
And making new friends, yeah.
Thanks so much for joining me on this journey, guys. It's been really cool to show you where I work. Maybe I'll see some of you around here sometime soon.
And joining us live in the studio, the stars of our film, give it up for Ellen and Fenella, everyone!
Yeah! Come on.
Yes.
Now, Michelle and I were watching that thinking you two have the best job ever, and I think our audience agree as well. So let's get straight into the questions. First up, Ellen, what's it like as a fan of LEGO yourself to have the sets that you created out there in the world?
It's so exciting. You can imagine, like, we get the comments from the kids when the sets come out and they're so excited about them. It's the best feeling ever. It reminds me of being a kid myself and seeing the sets on the shelves and like, I want that. Amazing. It's really cool.
That is such a special experience. Okay, so we have our second question. So many questions coming in. Fenella, what are some good subjects to study in school if you want to be a LEGO designer?
Well, you can take the route that some of us took. So I studied industrial design, but you can also study graphic design, fashion design, architecture. We have so many different people from different backgrounds. You can also be a LEGO fan and get employed that way. So all I would say is whatever you study, just keep building.
Okay, next question. Is model building the only LEGO design job you can do?
Definitely not. We have so many different jobs. So as Fen said, like graphics, you can do element design. We have a whole team of people that work on our adverts. We have packaging designers.
Anything for guys with beards?
Absolutely, we can find something.
Great, okay. Love this next question. Do you ever get builder's block or designer's block where you feel uninspired?
That's a good one. I think, yeah, everybody must get that, but it's a great thing, this team we have behind us, so you can always go and spar with your teammates or go and look at the brick stock and get inspired by the different elements we have down there.
Yeah, I definitely love to go into the design team and see what amazing creations are on their desk or like the shelves behind them, and that kind of gets your creativity going again.
That's awesome. Okay, and another question from the audience. So LEGO Friends has a range of amazing locations and environments. Are there any environments you'd like the Friends to explore in the future, like space or the desert?
Or the chicken shop?
That's a good one. So my personal favourite, we've already done it, is the ski theme. I love skiing so much, so this would be an amazing one for us to revisit maybe. But I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many possibilities with LEGO Friends. That's what's so exciting. So you never know what's in the pipeline. There's definitely exciting things coming up.
They can't tell us, basically, guys.
So many secrets here at the LEGO house. All right, one more question. So most of us turn to LEGO building to de-stress, but this is your job. So what do you guys do in your free time?
Well, for me, I like to go out into nature, so maybe go camping, go and have a barbecue with friends, or bike to the beach or something. Maybe a little bit of LEGO building as well.
Yeah, and for me, I have 2 young kids, so I spend my time building very big LEGO Duplo creations and then knocking them down.
LEGO 24/7.
Yeah.
Well, I think I know what I want to be when I grow up. Please give it up for Ellen and Fenella, everyone! Woo!
Now, as all masters of Spinjitzu know, this year marks the 10th anniversary of LEGO Ninjago, and we couldn't have a LEGO Con without celebrating this decade of adventures.
Yes, LEGO Ninjago fans and LEGO gaming fans, this one is for you. Let's take a look.
This year, we're celebrating the 10-year anniversary of LEGO Ninjago. That's a whole decade of Master Wu, Kai, Zane, Lloyd, Nia, Cole, Jay, and did I already say Kai? 10 years of spin-jitsu mastery, of epically breathtaking moments of action. Dragons, motorcycles, and flying boats? And 10 years of weird-looking bad guys with multiple arms and snakeheads. Yeah. In that time, the 6 fearless warriors have traveled to some incredible places. Blistering deserts, hostile rainforests, freezing mountain kingdoms, even outer space. But in all that time, there's one place they dare not venture. Until now. This year, we take the battle against evil to the depths of the ocean. In LEGO Ninjago Seabound. Did someone say water dragon? Take a deep breath, because we have some exclusive news.
Awesome!
Seabound is coming to LEGO Brawls, exclusive to Apple Arcade. We've created an incredible new level and given Nia some pretty epic upgrades. It's time to put on your scuba gear, rebuild your submarines, and join us for an underwater adventure to celebrate 10 years of LEGO Ninjago. Who left the bath running?
That's right, LEGO Ninjago Seabound is coming soon to the LEGO Brawls gaming platform, and Michelle and I are ready to become the ultimate brawling team, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Spud,
Bam.
not too hard. I've got very sensitive fingers.
I'm wearing rings, sorry. So now our next guest needs no introduction, and starting this summer, his brother is joining the lineup too.
Hello, Luigi. Hi, Mario. Here we go!
Yes! It's Lego Mario and Lego Luigi in the house, everyone!
Yes! So I'm a Lego Mario fan for sure. He's the original guy, but now if we each have a starter course, we can play at the same time together, so that's pretty cool.
Well, that works out well for the both of us, Michelle, because for me, it's all about Lego Luigi.
Okay.
How about after the show, we team up for an epic adventure? How's that
Well,
sound?
You're going down.
Yeah? Should we shake on it? I've sanitized.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Still to come on the show, our official reveal of a brand new Lego Star Wars set. It's gonna be epic.
That's right, and we take a calming look into the world of Lego Builder's journey.
And we have a Lego Technic challenge that I personally have been waiting for.
But first up, it's time for another audience vote.
Yes, and this time we are asking you, LLAMA, would you do the honors? What Lego stories are you enjoying most?
Is it sustainable innovations, cool collaborations, behind-the-scenes reveals, or interviews with Lego guests? What's been your favorite so far, guys?
I've been loving the interviews for sure.
Interviews, yeah.
I love getting to know the designers and just hearing the behind the scenes on everything.
So much great
cool.
information. How about you, LLAMA? All right, not too much. Guy just doesn't stop. Okay, right, you can answer in the poll just here down on your homepage. Just scroll down, guys, and remember, we'll reveal the results later on.
Now, let's find out what you guys think of what you have seen so far. All right. So, Derek says that's how you #rebuild the world, turning plastic water bottles into Lego bricks. I love that.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Okay, Siani in Wales has 2 mini masters enjoying watching LegoCon in Denmark instead of watching Wales versus Denmark in football.
That's what we want to hear.
Okay, all right. And Jay is really digging our LegoCon coffee table. I have to agree.
It's nice.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, this whole thing is built out of bricks and it's stunning.
Can we keep that afterwards? We just take it. We just.
You
No
know,
one's
we just
gonna know.
take it apart. It can fit
It'll
in
be
our
fine,
suitcases along with the dinosaurs.
Definitely.
Everything else.
Great.
Well, thank you so much, DJ LLAMA.
Yeah! All right, so next up, an opportunity to ask a Lego Star Wars designer absolutely anything. Now, the Q&A box is just down here on your homepage, so send in your questions right about now. It is live, guys.
But first, the moment that you Lego Star Wars The Mandalorian fans might have been waiting for. It's time for the official reveal of a very special brand new set. And here it is. Sorry, give us a second.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Are they saying anything?
Was that supposed to happen?
Did we go offline again?
I don't.
Let's hear it for Michael and the new Lego Star Wars Imperial Light Cruiser! What an epic intro!
Yes, Michael! Woo!
Swing that in!
What do you think, fans? Let's see those emoji reactions. Come on!
Oh my gosh, Michael, we have been so excited about this segment. This is such a super cool set, and it looks like I'm not the only one who thinks so based on our audience reactions we're getting right now. So can you take us through some of your favorite features?
Absolutely. Well, as you can see, it's instantly recognizable as a Star Wars ship. It's not quite as big as a Star Destroyer, but it is big, and it's got 3 huge engines on the back, so lots of power. But yet the size makes it very maneuverable, and this built-in handle, all the swooshability you can imagine.
Yes.
Swooshability. Love that.
Yeah. And then we've got 2 huge turrets here, 4 inbuilt.
Wow.
Rockets. We can open the entire front here, so you've got easy access to the detailed interior.
Love that.
And then we've got an awesome lineup of figures, so you can play the scene out from the film itself.
So cool.
Then the last little, but not least feature, we've got these really cute little TIE fighters. So we can open up the front here, place the TIE fighter in there, and then launch the TIE fighter.
Incredible. That is so cool. But Michael, what were the challenging parts of designing a set like this, man?
Well, I mean, everything we design in Lego is challenging because some things are easier and some things are more challenging due to the shape of the bricks. But we always go for the shape of the ship. That's the key thing. The next thing we have to do is try and put some functionality into that. So as many play features as possible. If that's not enough, then stability is an issue because we need to keep that model stable while we're building it so it doesn't fall apart when we build the model, and after we're finished, when it's done, we want to be able to play with it and have a great time. So.
Now, I've got to say, I love the child and his wiggling ears. That was so impressive.
Cute.
Yeah,
really cool.
That was a lot of fun. And definitely, those features are so important if you want to capture the emotion of a character like that. And Lego bricks aren't exactly the easiest thing to work with when you're trying to do something that in that way. But I'm really happy with the result. And I mean, when you see the reactions from the fans and how happy they are about it, it just makes it all worthwhile.
Incredible. And your team has 2 more Lego The Star Wars The Mandalorian sets coming out, right?
Absolutely. Would you like to see them?
Yes. Yes, we want to see all of it.
Yes.
I'll just take them over here. There we go. So this one is called the Armored Marauder. Okay. Now this has got an awesome lineup of figures. Grief Karga, some super cool stormtroopers. We've got brand new artillery stormtroopers called. And then there are all kinds of places where you can open this ship up. So the stormtroopers can be inside, front, back.
The detail, man.
Yeah, and then you can put the stormtroopers in. You can launch an attack from the front with, again, built-in shooting functions.
All of them shoot projectiles.
All of them shoot. It's a must in Star Wars. We've got another one here.
Uh-huh.
I'll grab this one. And this is Boba Fett's Starship.
Right.
You may recognize that.
Incredible.
Yes. And the features of this one, I mean, well, we've got a great lineup of figures. We've got Boba Fett, and we've got the Mandalorian himself.
Yes.
And then the ship, rotating wings.
Okay.
So when the ship flies, because it does fly this way.
Yes.
And then we've got a cockpit for Boba Fett, of course. We have got shooting functions again.
Of course.
There is a little compartment here for the carbonite block. And on the bottom here, we've got a built-in handle. Fold that out, and then again, one-handed swooshing.
More swooshing.
Swooshing.
Never too much swooshing.
The last but not least, this service cart doubles as a display stand. So you can display the model in flight.
That is so cool, man. Now, we could ask you questions all day long, Michael, but I think we need to know what you guys want to know. So first up, what's the process creating a Lego Star Wars set? Where do you start?
Yeah. Well, I think that every designer has his own unique approach, but usually we start with what we call a sketch. Now, sketching with Lego bricks means that we rough out an idea. If we like that direction, then we continue. We go into a maturing phase where we build, rebuild, test multiple times. We build it both physically, build it with 3D software digitally. We address things like scale and functionality. If we dial up on scale and functionality, we often dial up on the complexity, which means we have to be really aware of the age mark that we're trying to go for on a particular item. But every designer has got this library of bricks etched in their mind, so that's what we draw on, and we just, yeah, that's what drives us, creating these amazing vehicles.
That's amazing. So what makes the Boba Fett Starship different from the previous versions?
Well, I was really fortunate because not only did I get to work on this one, but I also got to work on the previous version, and that was part of our lineup of products for that celebrated the 20th anniversary of Lego Star Wars. And the previous ship was larger and had a lot of detail, so we wanted to see if we could capture just as much detail in a smaller scale. And that's tricky because this is quite a unique shape, and we need to make sure that, as I talked about before, the structure inside has to provide stability when we're building and when we're playing. So that was a tricky one. The handle was one of the well-received features of the larger version, so being able to put that into this version was also a wish, and we managed to get it in.
So how do you choose what characters to add to like the minifigure lineup?
Well, we have had a long-standing relationship with Lucasfilms and great relationship with them, and they work with us every step of the way, deciding on which characters fit which sets, so that we make sure everything's in context. But no detail is left unturned. Every little garment and weapon and accessory is has to be perfect.
Well, Michael, we can just feel your passion, and as we've learned today, it's so wonderful to see someone who's such a big fan of the property bringing it to life in the Lego world, so
Absolutely.
Thank you. And judging by the comments and reactions we're getting right now, I think you've even recruited a few new Lego Star Wars fans today. So please give it up for Michael, everyone.
Yeah! Okay, so we're taking you from serious excitement to serious relaxation. Lego Builder's journey has been described as a peaceful, intelligent, nostalgic work of art.
And the story behind the video game's creation is just as beautiful. Take a look at this.
A game called Builder's Journey Why that name? It's because life is a journey, finding out who we are, or learning to accept who we are, and achieving what we want to achieve. And the play helps us ask ourselves questions to start working this out. Builder's Journey is a story of two people, a son and a dad, in a series of puzzles that help players solve problems, taking all kinds of shapes to make something concrete. It's designed to be a break from everything else. An emotional journey of challenges, progress, and of never being afraid to try something again. And the craft behind the storyline, visuals, music, and sound all comes together to leave the player with the same feeling. Ready for the next day in their journey.
Guys, check this out. This is one of my favorite parts of Lego House. It's the character creator zone.
Melvin, there are so many minifigure pieces here, like thousands of them. It seems like you could create anything.
Well, do you mind if I get a little head start on these, Michelle?
Okay, well, while he's doing that, I want to check in with you guys. Let me check in here, see some of your comments. Okay, so Beck said that LegoCon is as amazing as they've finally found something the whole family can watch together. Hashtag LegoCon. That's amazing. All right. Well, it's not over yet, so keep your comments and reactions incoming.
Right. I'm done. What do you think of that? I think that was
I love that.
cool.
I love his
like build.
hair. That's amazing.
Yeah? Well, you know what? I think this will really look great.
Don't tell them about my final secret, my big surprise.
Sorry about
It's not time for that. It's not time. But it is time for us to reveal what you guys said in our latest poll. Okay, so
we asked you guys what Lego stories you're enjoying the most.
And while it was a close call, the answer with the most votes is 52% of you guys said you'd love to see even more behind-the-scenes reveals.
You know what? They were pretty cool. I'm not surprised about that. That is impressive. Now, building with Lego Technic is all about building for real. That means challenging builds of vehicles in all shapes and sizes, from iconic supercars like the Lamborghini Siam we saw earlier to mighty construction machines.
And when it comes to construction machines, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jade.
The Lego Technic designers, together with our partners at Volvo, are an unbeatable force.
Or are they? The kids at the first Lego League decided to put our experts to the test.
But before we watch, do not try this at home.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, Frida. What are we doing here?
I have no idea. But have you seen the laptop?
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Frida and Sam, we are the first Lego League team in Nigeria. You've challenged the teams around the world to put all of our skills in science, technology, engineering, and math to the test. But today, we're challenging you.
No. Come on.
It's time to go head to head. May the best driver win.
Oh.
Your mission, transport a delicate cargo to the finish line.
This is amazing.
This is great. Look at that.
Oh, rough terrain.
Sam.
That is very dangerous.
Vibrations.
And the bridge over the swimming pool.
Possible power cuts.
Oh, that's gonna be a tough race.
Lego Technic or Volvo? Who will win?
Let's go!
What are you doing?
I'm taking the lead, Frida.
Sam, I'm right behind you.
I'm taking the lead. I'm taking the lead.
No!
Go and save him.
Hey, Sam.
No.
You're in my way. No.
No.
Sam, I'm coming.
You can do it. Come on. Come on. I can't do this anymore. King of the mountain. Oh, that's very bad. No, no! Oh, no! You're ahead.
I know.
What a fight! Yes! Come on!
No, 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 no!
Oh, mine is falling apart too! That's gonna be close, that's gonna be close! I'm winning! Ready to drop the jelly? No! Yes!
Winner, Sam.
It was so close, but I won. I'm a winner.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Ben, keep the Volvo safe for me, yeah? In my room. Just hide it underneath the chair. Yeah, no one will find it that way. And congratulations to Sam, our challenge winner. How close was that finish?
So close.
So close, and nice work. And speaking of nice work, it's time for our final check-in with the Dot Lego House live build. Melanie, it looks like you guys have been busy. How's it going?
We sure have. We've been very busy recreating all the audience's very awesome design, and it just looks fantastic. We got 4,533.
Yes, I only like exact numbers.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. And Amy, a few last favourites before we go.
Yes, I mean, I'm loving Mia from England's design here because it's so detailed and intricate.
Right.
And then Jude and Oliver over here from the USA, they've gone bold and they've used only one colour. And I think it looks really cool, just like we thought it would. And then we've got Petrus from South Africa here.
Yes, Petrus.
Beautiful flower-inspired design.
Yeah, we loved it in South Africa, man.
Yeah, and then Sophie from USA, just super creative. I mean, mind-blowing how many awesome designs. I know I'm feeling super inspired and I cannot wait to see them go on the wall because they are going to look awesome.
So different, love that. Now, Melanie, can you remind us when this wall will be complete?
Yes, our reveal will be on September the 3rd, but at this rate, it really could be very soon. Yeah.
Great. And remember, guys, keep sending in your designs online until August the 15th by visiting legohouse.com/dots. Our finished mural will be revealed on September the 3rd, and everyone who takes part will have their name proudly displayed on our digital plaque for future visitors to see right here. Now, guys, it's been so epic. Thank you so much for being a historic part of Lego House history. Give it up for the Dot Lego House team. Dot Lego House! Dot Lego House! Dot Lego... Okay, it's just me doing it by myself. All right, Michelle, it feels like we're wrapping up over here. Just to warn you, I'm not good with goodbyes.
Same here, Melvin. We're going to have to be strong for each other. This has been one of the most fun experiences ever. Yes, it is time to say a huge thank you to all of our incredible guests, to our amazing AFOL contributors, to our talented Lego designers, to our awesome crew, and the many, many people behind the scenes who have made this show possible. But most of all, we want to say thank you to you, our fantastic Lego fans. You, your passions and your endless creativity, you're the reason why everyone here does what they do. Isn't that right, guys? But most of all, you have made history by being a part of the first ever LegoCon! And you can keep watching, reliving, and sharing your favorite moments after the show at lego.com/LegoCon. LegoCon content will also be available to enjoy on the Lego Life app, so be sure to download that right now. Now, LLAMA, how you doing over there? Okay. Doing great. It's almost time for your headline set to close the show. But first, we've got a pretty exciting announcement, don't we? Okay, guys, video fans, this one is for you. Hot off the success of his first studio drops, LLAMA is going on tour. The world-renowned Fuzzy Friend DJ will be performing at LEGO Video Music Fest, coming soon to 5 Legoland parks all around the world. You can find out more at legoland.com/video. Oh, Melvin, hey.
I feel like I've been on tour myself getting back here on time. Now, LLAMA, you promised me to go on those decks. Are you ready to show me what you're made of, man? No. Oh, yes, Michelle. Your secret build, what's going on? Surely it's time now.
It's time for my big surprise. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Everyone, get ready for a live look at the new LEGO Video Boombox.
Wow. Yes.
Isn't it so cute?
That is really cute.
I want to make sure you guys get a good look at this. I just love the colors. I think it's so well built. But just like any great LEGO set, what's on the inside is even more impressive. So I'm going to pull out the stage right here, turn to the side, and remember our minifigs from earlier? Yes. We're gonna add them in.
Are those mine?
Yes, of course.
Nice.
So cute. Melvin, this isn't even the best part. Can I tell you the best part?
Go on.
Okay, so the best part of the entire experience is that the boombox actually pairs with your smartphone. So Pete, come on in. I'll let you do the honors. We'll scan it into the app and DJ, spin that track.
Oh!
Come around, love me overtime. Yeah, you do.
High five. Come on!
Shake it like that. Shake it like that. Baby, just shake it away. Give me that love, baby, that. Shake it like that. Shake it like that. Baby, just shake it away. Give me that love, baby, that. Shake it like that. Oh, shake it like that. Shake it like that. Oh, baby, just shake it away. Oh, baby, that. Shake it like that. Oh, shake it like that. Shake it away. Baby, just shake it away. Oh, baby, that. Shake it like that.
From everyone here, thank you for being a part of LegoCon 2021.
And here's to LegoCon 2022.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh, yes!